At that time, I don't think I had a dream anymore because Emirates just killed my dream. Me, myself, I believe that my story is so incredible. The life that I'm living now, it was my dream 5 years ago. And I'm not even a millionaire yet, but still, I'm living a dream life.
Hello, I'm your host Nihad, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Helply Podcast, where we take a deep dive into the life of extraordinary individual. Today, we have a truly inspiring guest, Eric, who is the personification of Dubai Dream, who against all odds, defied all odds, and achieved success in Dubai. From humble beginnings to a sought-after model in Dubai, who is a truly inspiring story of determination, resilience, and unwavering self-belief. I'd like to welcome Eric to the podcast. Hi, Eric.
Hi, that was a very nice introduction.
It is true, though. It's everybody know you from very short 30-second video on Instagram, but nobody knows the true story behind it. It's a truly inspiring story. They know the tidbits, just from a cleaner in Dubai to becoming a model. But everybody thinks it happened overnight. It's very short. It's like, I came to Dubai and became successful, because this is kind of the Dubai dream. You come, you just work a little bit and you become a success. But they don't really know the hardship behind it and the hard work behind it. And we're here to talk about that.
That's what we're going to unveil today.
So let's leave the social media behind, the clickbait and the small stories, and actually take a deep dive into your story. So you're from Cameroon.
Yes, I am.
And you moved to Dubai. How did it start? Did you want to move specifically to Dubai, or you just wanted to move out of Cameroon?
I didn't want to move specifically to Dubai. I just wanted to move out of my country. And Dubai was, 7 years ago, Dubai was the only place that was very easy for me to come. The visa, in one click online, you just get the visa in 2 days, and you can book your flight ticket, and that's it. No headache, no check, like nothing,
Yeah.
It was easy to get the visa, so I was like, okay. And it was beautiful, and I was like, okay, let me go to Dubai.
So you came on tourist visa.
Yes, I did.
You didn't have a job.
I didn't have a job. I didn't have a friend. I didn't know how to speak English. I just booked and I came.
So what you spoke Cameroon? You spoke French.
Yes.
Yeah. So you came with a tourist visa. You didn't have anything. You didn't have a plan.
I didn't have. Well, I kind of have a plan, like a very basic plan. Like, okay, I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna find a walk. And then once I know how to speak English, I'm going to apply for Emirates. That was the main plan.
Okay.
To come to Dubai, learn English, do some job to have Dubai experience, and then apply for Emirates to be a cabin crew. That was the plan.
Okay. So let's start from the beginning. You came to Dubai and you started looking for a job.
Yes.
On a tourist visa.
Yes.
Did you find a job? How long it took you?
It took me about 2 months. No, it took me 3 months. It's the third. I took 3 month visa, 3 month visit visa, and it's the third month that I found a job after messaging everyone on Facebook group, Instagram, going with my CV everywhere in front of hotels and restaurants. So someone contacted me the third month, and they were like, I have a job, but it's cleaner. Do you want it? And I was like, yeah, I don't mind. I want anything that can give me an Emirate ID and any salary. So I took it. That was my start.
You started but that was good luck. In less than 3 months, or almost 3 months, you got the job.
Yeah.
And you started as a cleaner.
Yes.
You had no problem just starting from the very bottom.
Not at all. I was like, nobody know me here, and I don't care. I'm here. I want to make money, and I know that you could grow here in Dubai. And I was like, I know this is not going to be forever, so I don't mind.
Okay. How long were you a cleaner?
So the cleaner thing, because the hotel was almost done. It was in construction, but it was almost done. So when I came, we started like to clean all the place, the restaurant and everything. So when they officially when they officially did the opening of the restaurant, they were like, we actually don't have enough waiter. would you want to move to waiter? And I was like, yeah, okay. I don't know anything about what, like, I assume it's just serving. And they were like, no, we're going to be training you on food, on blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. Anyway, I don't mind. So from maybe after 3 weeks of doing the cleaner, when they did the opening, they were like, we need waiter, and they promote me waiter. And I was like,
you still couldn't speak English at that time?
No.
How did you manage? Because, well, everybody in Dubai speaks English. That's kind of the language.
No, I don't think everybody speaks English in Dubai though. See, our delivery guy.
Yeah, basic English at least. But okay, so all of this you still didn't learn in English.
No. But it was so like in my head I was like, being waiter, it can't be that complicated. Everything is on the menu, and then the client will say, I want this, and then you just go. I was like, yeah, that's simple for me.
Yeah,
you know.
And how did you learn? Like you said, you're gonna learn English when you get here.
I had my roommate, which is my colleague. He was also waiter, and I literally begged him to teach me. You know, to tell me, to speak to me only in French, to teach me everything that I need to know. And I was only also talking with people in English, like staying with people who speak English. If anyone want to speak French to me, like I'm like, no, I'm not interested. I change the setting on my phone, English. Even if I don't understand, I'm just gonna be stuck, and I have to wait for my friend to come so he tell me my own setting. But I was like, I'm not changing it.
Yeah.
So, and also, if I didn't learn quickly, they were gonna fire me.
Okay.
You know, because they realized that my English was so bad that I was making a lot of mistake on the floor when I was saving. I was like, oh, I punched this. Oh, I don't know. Oh, sorry, I didn't understand. So I was like, it's urgent. I need to learn quick.
Yeah. And then what happened? You stayed from a waiter. So what happened? You did from a cleaner to a waiter. And then what was the next step for you?
So from a waiter, I've learned, I did waiter for like almost a year. And I've learned so much things. Like I learned English. I learned about Dubai. I learned a lot of things in Dubai. And at some point I was like, you know what? I think I'm tired of this. I want more. So I resigned. When I resigned, I still didn't have a plan. But I was like, you know, at least I'm a bit fluent in English. Like I understand and I can speak a little bit after a year. Let me do personal training, because I'm very fit, and I used to do personal training back in my country. So I was like, let me do personal training. Meanwhile, let me apply for Emirates. And that's where everything started with the personal training. I was doing the personal training. And at the same time, I was trying to, because I didn't have a visa anymore, so now I was doing the visa change. The visa change is you go to the airport and you fly to Oman, you fly back to Dubai, and you stay in the airport until your visa comes out, and then you get back into Dubai. So I was doing that every 3 months. And sometimes the visa, when you do that, your visa takes 2 or 3 days to come out. So you have to sleep in the airport. So I was doing that every 3 months. Meanwhile, I was doing personal training, and I only had like maybe 1 or 2 clients. You know, so all the money that they were giving me, I was putting it in my rent, and then I was saving it to do the visa change in the next 3 months. You know, so that's how I was managing.
How did you take that leap? Because you switched from having a job, having accommodation, having a visa, and then to not having accommodation like covered by your employer, and then not having a visa, everything out of your own pocket. And with the visa change and that stress, how did you get that kind of confidence is like to take that leap?
You know, I actually believe the whole point of life is about confidence. You know, there's no difference between a man who say he can and a man who say he cannot. Both are right, you know. And I think I had that mindset since very young. I was like, you know, if I really want, you know, something, I can make something happen. And worst case was like, I came here, I didn't have nothing. If I leave with nothing, I'm not losing anything.
Yeah.
You know? So I was in that mindset.
How many times did you go to the airport and change? For how many years you did this?
I did it for 1.5 years.
Wow.
So it's about maybe 5 times doing the visa change.
You were sleeping in the airport?
Yeah.
To get that. So you became a personal trainer. Everything is on you. You were doing the visa. What was the next step? You applied for Emirates. You did not get.
Yeah. So while I was doing the personal training, I wasn't very happy. Like I enjoyed maybe, for example, the first couple of months, I enjoyed it. So and I wasn't enjoying it anymore, and I wanted to change. So I was like, okay, maybe it's time for me to apply for Emirates. And meanwhile, I didn't like my living condition. I didn't like it at all. I was living with 10 people in one room, and the bed was so, how do you say that? Thin, and it was so painful as well. And I was like, I cannot keep living in those conditions. So I need to apply quickly for Emirates. So they hired me so I can sleep on a very nice bed. That was my priority. So I applied first, and they rejected me. But then I apply again, and then they invite me to the interview. Oh, I was so happy. I was like, okay, this is it. This is the time. Put my suit on, dress up, and then I went to the interview. I went there at 4 a.m. But then when I came, I found people who was already there. They slept in the car, in the parking. They were waiting also. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. And after like 7 a.m., there were at least 10,000 people. So they collect people's CV, and then they literally stopped the interview. They were like, we cannot do the interview. There were so many people. The police even came, like it was so full. So I went home. And a couple of weeks later or months later, I applied again. And they called me now for a very selected interview with only 100 people. And I was like, okay, that's better. So I did the interview. I went to the final interview. We were only 5 left. And then at the end, they only chose like 3 people. They didn't choose me. And I was like, okay. Then I think that moment was like the lowest part of my life, where I fell into a depression and I didn't want to do anything anymore. I didn't like anything anymore. Yeah.
This is where you hit rock bottom.
Yes.
It was, I know it feels sometimes failure, even though it's not your fault. Sometimes it could be tough.
It was.
So what happened during that depression?
What happened? Nothing much. I was just sleeping, staying home, and I didn't have money anymore. Like I didn't even want to train anymore. So I lost my client because I wasn't feeling good. I didn't want to train. So I didn't have money anymore, and I was so sad and depressed. I was literally thinking like, okay, maybe like I should now do like real estate. And meanwhile, I didn't have money, and sometimes I was staying in my house in the bed space for like 2 or 3 days without eating. And I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen to me now. Like I was so confused. So I tried real estate. My friend was like, you know what, come, he was real estate, come, let's make calls, and then, if you close one deal, you can have 10,000. And then I was like, I'm not losing anything. I go to his house, we make calls with the shit, we do everything. And after like a week, I was like, nah, this is not working as well, I was like, I'm just thinking maybe I should go home,
What pulled you out of that depression? How did you finally get out of that mental state?
So I would say I had a very good girlfriend at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then later on, I also met some good friend. And I think it was something that very, very much held me down. I think I would have left the country, or I would have maybe, I don't know, feel so bad for myself. But the fact that my girlfriend was there at that time and my friend, it really, really helped me.
I'd like to go into details more about what she did with you and how she helped.
Yeah, she was just, she was more like encouraging me and telling me like, oh, you know, Emirates is not for you. I'm sure there's better out there for you. And yeah, we were staying all the time together because I couldn't stay myself anymore, because when I was alone, I was just having so much thought, and yeah, I didn't want to stay alone. So she was just staying with me and encouraging me, and my friend was doing the same. Yeah.
So you get to that point where it was like depression, your girlfriend helped you, and your friends helped you. And you had no clients, you had no money, you had nothing. So what happened? So there's point, of course, there is a turning point in everybody's life when things start turning to the better. So when did that start happening? When did you get out of that state?
Still further, like it wasn't like there's still a lot of things that happened. There's COVID that came, and when COVID came, everybody was in the same situation, you know. But at the end of COVID, I was thinking, okay, I should definitely go back home, because something happened. The flat where I was staying, I was sharing with people. The landlord, he messaged us and he's like, I'm closing the flat, you know, I'm gonna sell it. You guys have 1 week to leave and find another flat. I don't know where I'm gonna go. Like, they're giving us 1 week and I don't know where I'm gonna go. I don't have money. I was just very lost, and I was like, anyway, 1 week came, we all went out, he closed the flat, and I just became homeless. I took my stuff, I kept it in one friend place who were also living with other people. And I was just like, okay, I don't know how to figure it out. I was just sleeping sometime in the parking of my building, sometime with my friend and they were also sleeping with other people. Sometime I would go stay with my ex, and we'll sleep in the beach. Sometime I would stay outside with my friend. Like I would tell them, please stay with me outside, you know, don't go sleep, you know, and we'll stay until the morning. And yeah, that happened for like 3 weeks, and then I was like, you know what, I don't want to keep living like that. It was end of 2020, December 2020. I was like, next year January come, I pack my stuff and I go back to Cameroon, because at least in Cameroon I have a nice place to sleep. I live with my mom. She cooked and everything. So I was like, let me go back to Cameroon. This is not worth anymore to suffer like that. So right when I was thinking of going back to Cameroon, a friend of mine in Cameroon called me and tell me, look, I'm coming to Dubai and I want to like do some shopping for my construction site in Cameroon. And he asked me, do you know some places where we can get like a lot of material? And I was like, yeah, sure, I know. So, and my friend is very wealthy in Cameroon. So I was happy that he was coming to Dubai, because I was thinking, okay, so maybe when he comes, he's gonna like give me maybe 1,000 or 500 dirham, because I'm gonna show him around, you know. So he came. That was still in December. So he came and we went to buy whatever he needed for his construction site. It was about almost 500,000 dirham. He bought a lot of things and then he shipped it back to Cameroon. And behind the seller contacted me and he was like, thank you so much for bringing me this big client. You know, here's your commission. It was 35,000 dirham, you know.
You were aiming for 500 to 1,000 dirham. Now you get 35,000 dirham.
Yes. And
you didn't even imagine you would?
Nah, never imagined that. And it was the first time that I had that much money in my life.
That must have felt amazing.
Oh,
you were homeless at that time.
Yes.
From homelessness to having that amount of money. Okay, so now you're not gonna go to Cameroon. You have the money. What was the first decision you took?
With the money, I was still thinking about going back to Cameroon because I was thinking, okay, maybe it's because I want to go back to Cameroon that I got this money, because in Cameroon it's a lot more money. I was like, I don't know, what should I do? Stay in Cameroon, stay in Dubai and trying to like build with this 35K, or go back to Cameroon. And anyway, I chose to stay in Dubai, you know. I bet on myself, you know.
Seem you do that a lot.
I love doing that, yeah.
Okay, so what happened now? You had the money, you're staying in Dubai. What are you going to do? What did you do?
So the first thing first I did, it was to go do my driving license, because I was like, I want to be like, I want to drive one day. I want a driving license. So I went and I did my driving license, VIP, and I got it in maybe a week or 2 weeks. And then I bought a car, a used car. So the driving license was like 10,000. The car was like 15,000. And then the other 10,000 it was the first check in my studio. I went and rented a studio. I put the first check and the money was finished. And I was like, oh, at least now I have a car, I have a driving license, I have a visa, and I have a place where I can sleep on a nice bed. From there, all my thought just changed, because I wasn't thinking anymore of what I'm gonna eat. I wasn't thinking of my bed that is painful. I wasn't thinking of where I'm gonna sleep. No, I had everything, you know. And from there, everything just switched.
You finally got out of the survival mode, and now you're doing accomplishments. You want to be successful. So now what was the first step did you do to go into achieving your dreams?
At that time, I don't think I had a dream anymore, because Emery just killed my dream. It's true. It's true. I didn't have a dream anymore. I don't even know for why I was living. You know, I was just like, okay, now I have all this thing. Like, let me just now try everything that works so I can keep this, because I didn't want to lose it. I had a nice studio where I was living and didn't want to go back to the street again. I had a nice car. I didn't want to go back to the bus. So I was like, I need to do anything that will keep me, you know, that will make me keep all this. So the first thing I did is, I remember when I was doing even personal training, sometime a brand will contact me on Instagram and they will say, we love your profile and we would love to shoot with you and give you like 2,000. Is that okay? And I was like, yes, that's okay. So I used to do that maybe like once every 6 months, once in a while. So I was like, if I could make money like that, let me just focus more on the modeling industry, the modeling side, and see if I can make more money like that. So what I did is I registered to all the modeling agency that I knew. All of them, I registered to them. I pay. And I was just like, okay, now let's wait. Meanwhile, I was doing any sort of job that my friend would say, okay, I had a friend, like he has money and he used to send me like right and left. And I was like, I have a car now. If you need me to go pick up anything, if you need me to do anything for you, like I can do. You know, and I was helping him with like go shopping and he was like giving me 500. So I was really like out there trying to make as much as money I can just to keep what I had, you know.
Because that was like kind of maintaining the luxury life you have now. It's something you worked hard.
Well, it wasn't that luxury.
Well, compared to where you were before, because luxury and wealth is kind of how you perceive them, I guess. Because compared to where you are before, where you were, now it's something. It's amazing that you didn't even think of achieving when you were in that dark space. And now you just need to maintain and build on. You didn't want to go back. So that's how the modeling starts.
Yes, that's how it started.
That's really just out of nowhere. That's very good.
And then I applied to all those modeling agency, and then they start to contact me like one by one. Hey, we have this shoot, this campaign. We'd like you to know, are you available? And me, I was always available. So I was doing the most because I was always available. And meanwhile, I was saving my money, any campaign, any shoot that I do. And meanwhile, I was getting known as well because my picture was everywhere. My picture was in the mall. My picture was all over the social media. My picture was in the street. So I was getting known as well.
Your picture was with Emirates as well?
Yes.
And Etihad?
Yes. And by the way, I also applied for Etihad.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if it's not Dubai, maybe I should go to Abu Dhabi. So I applied for Etihad and they rejected me as well.
Well, and, you worked with them in a different way.
Yes. Yes. So while I was doing modeling, I end up doing a big campaign for Emirates. And then I did also a big campaign for Etihad. Yeah.
It was nice. So you got your dream it's funny how life works. You got your dream working with Emirates in a different way.
Yeah.
So you kind of put it out there, put the energy out there, and kind of the universe came back and achieved your dream, but in a way you never expected.
Yeah.
So it's funny how that works.
Even a better way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at that time as well, you were getting online fame, I guess. You were going viral.
Yeah.
With your stories, with your posts, with everything.
Not really. I wasn't going viral for my story. I was just going viral for my work.
Yeah.
You know, because people were seeing me at the airport. People were seeing my picture, but they didn't know who I was. They didn't know the story behind this guy on Emirates.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that Emirates rejected me. They were just like, oh, nice, you did a campaign for Emirates. You know, oh, I saw you again in New York at the airport. Oh, I saw you in the magazine, Emirates. Oh, I saw you in the mall with another brand. I was like, yeah. So they just labeled me as the model who is a bit everywhere, but no one really knew the deep down of the story.
So all of that time, nobody knew your beginnings and how it all started, and that story of yours still haven't gone viral.
Yeah, no.
So did anything changed after your story gone viral and people started to know so you started this because it was like a 30-second video, I guess?
So no, but the thing is, before that video that went viral, I went on a first podcast. And it was like the first time, it was a year ago. And it was the first time that I decided like, okay, you know, I see people doing podcasts. I think I have a very interesting story. Let me just go tell my story and see if it's going to motivate anyone, you know, and if it does, good, you know. So I went on a podcast and I told the story and I went home. That specific podcast, it wasn't even a big podcast. It was a very normal, simple podcast. She didn't even have more than 1,000 followers, but the story kind of went a bit viral. And there's people that contacted me from that episode. There's even the guy who's writing my book. He's a screenwriter. He contacted me through that podcast. He was like, you know, I heard your story and I really like it and I would like to write your story. He's a screenwriter, from South Africa. So I was like, yeah, sure. So before that, I did already a podcast and I tried to tell my story. And I was also making reels on Instagram about my story. But it got attention of like a couple of people, you know. But I feel like people really didn't care. There's a small part of people who care and were telling me like, oh, your story is amazing, or keep going. But then I was like, myself, I believe that my story is so incredible. Like, but the thing is, because I wasn't getting enough of recognition, I was starting to be like, okay, maybe my story is just a normal thing. But sometimes I sit down with myself and I'm like, I bet we put 100 people here, none of the 100, maybe one will do what I did. And And then I started sitting down, and then I'm like, what did I even do? And then I'm like, I talk to myself, and I'm like, come on, I came here, I didn't know anyone. It's like they put you in China. You don't know anyone in China. You don't speak Chinese. You don't have a job. They just throw you in China. But you find your way out from small job, learning Chinese to become a successful businessman in China, doing business with big Chinese people. So I'm like, if I did it in Dubai, like I literally did the same thing where I came, I didn't know English, I didn't know anyone. I started cleaner, waiter, personal trainer, real estate, apply for any company, rejected me, and now model, entrepreneur. And I'm like, and I look back and I see a lot of people that I was waiter with, or I was cleaner with, or I was personal trainer with. They're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing, and nothing wrong with, I mean, yeah, there's actually something wrong with doing the same thing for 5 years. There must be something. You must want to level up in anything you do. If you're doing the same thing for 5 years, then you're doing something wrong and nothing changed. Or maybe you're just happy and you don't want to upgrade, you don't want to level up. That's fine, but you're not gonna be next to me. Me, I want to level up and upgrade all the time. So I was telling myself that my story is actually something big, you know. So I went on the podcast, told the story. People were like, yeah, you know, it's cool, blah, blah, blah. I didn't give up. I kept making reels and everything, telling my story. So one day I was on Instagram and I find someone video. And the video literally captivated me from the beginning till the end. He's a young guy, he's like 17 and he did like, no, he's like 19 and he did drop shipping, and he was showing how he went from selling candies to doing this to opening a online store. He's showing how he made his first sales and everything. And I was like, wow, the video is so interesting. Let me try to do the same thing with my story as well. So that's where the story came up. And when I did the story, I wrote on my note that this video is definitely gonna have like 5 million views. And then I posted the story, and the next day, the same day, that the first day, he got 5 million views. You know?
Yeah. And over 20 million in the span of like
46 million now.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I think it's only like a couple of days it was 20 million, and then it didn't stop.
Yeah.
And it's a true inspirational stories for so many people. You got so many people with so many positive stories as well, and you're actually inspiring people. But you also got hate from that. You got lots of negative comments. You got lots of bad energies from that. So it's so good to hear the good and positive comments, but the hate comments sometimes get to us, sometimes affect us.
It did affect me though, but I would say the first 2 days, it did affect me. But then I was like, I'm still the best. I'm still the GOAT. Like, no, you cannot. I come a long way for a comment to make me shake. Nah. But also, it was, for example, it was like, oh, I had some comment where someone said he's a scammer because I'm selling something online. And I was like, it's actually, I wasn't even getting affected anymore. I was feeling so bad for other people because I was like, how would you blame, or how would you try to put down someone who tries so hard with everything to be up there? And just because you're not up there, you're trying to make them feel bad because they're up there. Why? Since when is bad to try or wanting to get out of a broke situation that you are? Since when it's a crime, you know? And like, I feel like some people wanted to make me feel bad because, you know, oh, one of the other guy who sell courses. I mean, sell course as well. It's not a bad thing to sell course. Anyone can sell course and anyone can buy course, you know. And my course, I don't promise anyone to get rich. I love modeling. I do modeling. A lot of people ask me how to become model. I don't have time to talk to a lot of people. Here's the course. That's it. It's about modeling. So I was getting a lot of like negative comment. Oh, he's coming online with this course, another one, and I'm like, so one guy comment like, I'm sure he's selling course, and then I was like, I'm sure you have a 9 to 5, because there's no way that you see someone who is actually trying good for themselves, who is so low and doing, and I'm not only selling course, I'm doing a lot of other things, and you come and give hate. Like, there's no way. You are a hater, and that's, it was shocking for me.
Sometimes haters, this is how they operate. So they're either not happy with their lives, and it's really hard for them to see other people happy and achieving their goals. So they just, like, misery loves company. They truly are spreading hate and spreading misery. They're not happy with their situation, and they're not happy to see people happy in their situation. And sometimes those haters dream of what you have. Yes. They wanted it so bad, yes. But they didn't have the drive to go after their dreams. They tried and failed, and they kind of go like, why him and not me? Why did he succeed and I didn't? I was like, I'm so much better. So they're trying to bring you down in that. So it's like, you're undeserving of the opportunity that I should have had. Like, somehow your success is the reason for their failure. And that's not how it works. It's everybody are responsible for their own success and their own happiness. So haters always usually just operate from that kind of aspect, not about you. They will, if you don't have course, if you don't have anything, they will find some fault in you. It was always about what you do, your success, how you look. It's always something.
That's true.
So it's good that you're just now you're too self-confident to kind of
oh, don't try me there. Don't try me there. I'm so much, like, my mind is bulletproof. I'm so confident, like, nothing that you can say can make me shake. Nothing that you can do can make me shake. Like, I'm doing something. I don't care about what anyone say, what anyone do. I'm focusing on my thing. I'm doing my thing. That's it. Like, the rest, I don't care. So I'm very focused and confident about what I'm doing.
You always believed in yourself. You're always that confident. You always kind of projected that aura.
Yes.
It was, so you knew.
I knew 100%. And now that, like, I don't have even space for doubt anymore. No. Because if there's a space, those comments will affect me, or those what people will think. But I don't let space for doubt. It's confidence 24/7 from the moment I wake up till I sleep, So
it's good that you wouldn't be here without that confidence in yourself and that belief in yourself that you will succeed.
Exactly.
You wouldn't have taken a leap after a leap after a leap, and faith in yourself that you will succeed.
Literally everything you're saying is because I believed in myself. Like, even when there was something that it was a bit crazy for me to do, like, I just bet on myself that, you know what, I'm gonna do it, and I did it, So I cannot not believe in myself, I just have to keep, because everything that I'm saying I'm gonna do, I'm doing it,
That's amazing. Now you reach to a point of your life when you feel like your dreams and your hopes and dreams finally are coming true.
But we are all human. Once you have something, you want something more. That's the human nature. So the life that I'm living now, it was my dream 5 years ago. Literally 5 years ago, I still at that and I say, this is the life that I want, where I'm like literally everything, the car, the place where I stay, the place I travel for vacation, the money I have in the account, all that was a dream for me 5 years ago. And now I have all that and even more. But now this new dream, now I'm like, okay, now I have new dream. This is what I want. So for me, I'm not compared to where I was 5 years ago to now. Yes, it's a success. But I see, like, okay, now I'm with everyone, like, a lot of people live like me now, and I don't want to live like a lot of people. I want to live better than them. So I'm keep trying to do more for myself, keep keep trying to hustle more.
You have more dreams. The more you actually succeed and the more you make your dreams come true, the more dreams you have.
Exactly.
It's just human nature, I guess.
And especially once you realize that you had one dream that you couldn't imagine that it will happen, and then it happened, what's going to stop you from there? Now you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to go bigger even.
So what's your hopes for the future, your dreams for the future?
You know, I feel like I'm already living my dream somehow, like 50% I'm living my dream, but also like the other 50% is more like a really like how do you call it? I forgot the name. It's financial stability, but it's also like kind of when you prepare your wealth for your kid.
Generational wealth, you mean?
That's right. Thank you. Thank you.
You're building generational wealth.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big dream, though.
Yes. So I'm not, because right now, imagine I went to the point where I couldn't even afford a bread in the supermarket, where I can now fly anywhere I want, book a fly, or get any sneakers I want, you know. So, and I'm not even a millionaire yet. But still, I'm living a dream life. Some millionaires, I sit with them, they're like, I wish I had time like you to do this, or I wish I could do, you know. And me, I can do everything I want, and I don't have any financial restriction. Now I just want to build generational wealth.
And you're in Dubai, where like generational wealth and millionaires are flooding in every day, and real generational wealth, billionaires everywhere. It's crazy how this city just brings everybody together and makes the dream come true. Yeah. It's absolutely insane. It was so lovely having you, Eric, and your story is a true inspiration. I wish the best for you, and hopefully we can come again when you build big empire again. Be updates to your empire.
I think that will definitely happen, because there is so much more that's coming. Yeah. I'm writing a book. I'm planning to turn the book into a movie. I'm going to be shooting a reality TV show about my life. I'm doing an academy where I'm going to be helping people on their confidence and their look, and in the modeling industry. I'm doing a mindset coach course, NLP, neuro-linguistic program, to help people with their mind to change their mindset. And meanwhile, I'm acting as well, you know, so there's a lot.
We'll be happening here and be like, okay, let's take a look back on 1 year ago when we're talking, and then be like, okay, can you imagine? This is what we discussed a year ago. That would be amazing. Yeah. It was so lovely having you, and thank you so much for watching us. And don't forget to like, comment, and leave your inspirational stories down in the comments. See you in another episode.